Seriously? Seriously.
Something tells me there's more!
When you are watching a movie, you choose to ignore the unrealistic parts so you can fully enjoy it. Even if things are not possible in real life, you accept them for the sake of the story. This is called suspension of disbelief. The audience willingly suspends their disbelief sitting in the theater and are ready to believe whatever is shown to them. Superman can fly and do whatever he does. Avengers can protect the world by fighting epic battles. But when a story is based on real people like us, that's when you need to be careful. Sometimes, filmmakers go a little too far and expect too much of their audience, showing us something so ridiculous or illogical. It takes us right out of the movie. Let's look at 3 examples from movies which test our tolerance levels. Mind you, every individual is different. Some are willing to suspend their disbelief to a larger extent than the others, who need more logic and realism. In The Dark Knight Rises, there is a sequence where Batman's back is broken and he is imprisoned in a deep pit by the villain Bane. The legend has it that no one could escape from the pit so far. People tried and failed, except a child who was born in hell. Bruce Wayne had to escape to save Gotham City. He fixes his back, builds strength, and attempts to get out of the pit, but he fails twice. That's when he's advised to not use the rope as a safety net. He jumps or he dies. He finally takes the leap. Lo and behold, he makes it. A lot of people may buy the idea that when you have no chance but to make it or die, you come out with flying colors. I did too, but I had a problem with the way it was shown. Bruce Wayne doesn't even make use of momentum of 3 to 4 steps from behind. He just stands and jumps. That seemed physically impossible, especially when you have established that no one ever made it. Well, you may argue that a child did, but in that case, anyone could make it. Did you notice the jump was intercut with 2 reaction shots? That killed it for me. To me, it defied the law of physics, simply because everything else looked real. If they had not built the aura around the pit, maybe I would buy it. It raised my expectations, and I was waiting for something special. But that's me. Let me know if you have a different opinion in the comments section. Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Soviet agents kidnap American archaeologist Indiana Jones and infiltrate Hangar 51 in Nevada and use Jones to locate a mummified alien from the Roswell incident. Jones locates the mummy before being double-crossed, but escapes to a nearby model town at the Nevada test site, minutes before an atomic bomb test. He survives the blast in a lead-lined refrigerator in one of the town's mock houses. This is one of the most popular examples of breaking the suspension of disbelief principle. In fact, that whole series of films plays with breaking our suspension of disbelief. It has Indy doing ridiculously dangerous things, but in compensation you can see that they take a toll on him. He gets banged up, cut, injured, and is usually exhausted. But in Crystal Skull, he survives the refrigerator scene relatively unscathed. If it followed the rules of that universe, Indy should be knocked unconscious after surviving the biggest stunt in the whole series, or at least hurt more seriously than he appears to be. The plot of Old, by M. Night Shyamalan, revolves around a group of people who visit a secluded beach while on vacation, only to discover that time is passing at an accelerated rate. The beach causes everyone to age rapidly, with their entire lives unfolding in a single day. As they attempt to escape, the characters experience the physical and emotional consequences of this accelerated aging, while trying to figure out the mystery behind the beach and why they can't leave. They discover that trying to leave will result in them blacking out and waking up back where they left. Because the beach naturally accelerates the lives of the guests, the researchers of a pharma company have been able to complete the lifelong drug trials within a day. While the concept was intriguing, the execution left many viewers unsatisfied. The explanations for the beach's mysterious effects and the overall resolution didn't resonate with everyone. It was appalling to see that there was no logic in not being able to escape from the beach. The entire film looked artificial, and at the end of it you feel that the concept was good, but everything else is beyond our tolerance level. So how do we make the audience accept the fictional reality presented by the narrative? Believability within the world. The key to maintaining suspension of disbelief is to establish rules for the world and the story and to remain consistent with them. Even in fantastical or science fiction scenarios, the story must follow the logic of its own universe. This consistency helps viewers accept the events unfolding without questioning them. Character motivation. No matter how fantastical the setting or premise, characters must act in ways that are relatable or believable based on their situation. If characters behave illogically or without clear motivation, it risks breaking the suspension of disbelief for the audience. Setup and payoff. If a filmmaker introduces an element that plays a role later in the story, it needs to be properly established early on. If a twist or resolution comes out of nowhere, it can break the audience's immersion and cause them to disengage. Creating empathy. A core part of keeping an audience engaged is creating empathy for the characters. The more the audience identifies with the characters and their struggles, the more willing they are to accept the narrative, even if the world is far from their own reality. The audience is already willing to believe and be immersed in a story. They want to suspend disbelief. However, it's the storyteller's job to maintain that belief by crafting a story with internal logic, relatable characters, and emotional authenticity. If this was helpful, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell icon.